Hello everybody! In Standard today, I'm going back to my comfort zone and playing with a bunch of creature and planeswalker cards that I know can be really powerful in the form of legends. And they are only aided by including a card I've been wanting to try out since the set came out with the Kenriths Royal Funeral. So let's try this deck out and see how it performs, and make sure to stick around at the end of the games where we're going to talk about what's in the deck and how the deck performed overall. I mean, we're really slow. We're really slow. But I'm going to keep it. Yeah, we'll go Dark Slick, just to make sure that we can be able to play it. Yeah, an Invasion. Invasion works. Let's throw down the Invasion. What you working with? Okay. Rona. Rona is legendary. Okay, so alright. Let's go with the cave. And I'm gonna go with Elesh Norn. And see how you handle Elesh Norn. They handle it with the Sheoldred. Alright. Not a bad way of being able... Yeah, I'm going to draw another Kaya, okay? So... I'm going to go with Ratadrabik. And I'm not going to attack. It just didn't seem like waiting for the Wandering Emperor really seemed like the right idea. So, Gix this command. That one. Yeah, I guess it's fine. I'll probably have to play the Kaya. I mean, yeah. An invasion. Yeah, we're gonna have to play the Wandering Emperor, because I just don't have anything in our graveyard that I would like to bring back quite yet. So we'll exile this stupid thing. And both of those are going to go after the invasion. Yep, and you're going to have to take 2 life because you chose to block. So, yeah. Okay. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? I need a land. If I could get a land, I could get Kaya. That transforms. What do you do transformed? Alright, I would love a land. Please give me a land. Please give me a land. Thank heavens. Give me Kaya. Give me that. Thanks. Appreciate that. Really love it. Really love it. What do you do? No, yeah. So let's go to our graveyard and let's bring back Elesh Norn. Well, that's lame. I guess we'll just all attack in. And what do I have? Let's go get another Elesh Norn then. And then we'll end our turn. Now what are you gonna do? Cormella. Graveyard Trespasser. Alright, take away one of my things. Fine. I'll just exile you. It didn't die, so we're fine. And then I'll attack, and at that, so what is that? 5, that equals 6. I'll just go for the Tolvada. It's flying, fam. There you go. Oh, they choose to do nothing with it. Yep, okay. Yay. Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. There we go. There we go. Ratadrabik, you're too good. Too good. And then the Broken Sky. How great. How great. Love it. Alright, opponent's going first. I think I'm going to keep this. Probably a bad keep, but we'll try it out and see how it goes. We can play the il-Kor there. Alright, Tribute. Giving us kind of a turn off. Yep, there we go. Get the Thopteryx out, kind of protect our il-Kor a little bit. Another tribute. No land. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna play that down. And we're gonna wait. And I'm gonna hold up the Ertai to kind of see what they're going to play. Let's cast it anyways. Yep, and we win. I mean, it's hard to compete against something like that. Hard to compete against something like that. They had 2 turns off on their turn with only 3 mana, and then we counter a creature, and they're gonna go down a ton of life. So there you go. All right, we're going first, and I really like this hand. So the tower is gonna come down. We'll get the Thopteryx out, and then we'll have Liliana on turn 3. 2 Lilianas. Yeah. Next one up for them. So we'll go Liliana next. Kinkerbloom. Okay. Need to draw a land though. It's just that it was 3 toughness, and I didn't really... I mean, I'd rather get rid of it and have Liliana go to 1 rather than destroy one of their stuff. Alright, so Liliana dies. That's not a land. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, so we'll just -2 again, get rid of their Stormseeker. Missing a land drop is really tough, because the opponent's going to have some pretty quick stuff coming. Kinkerbloom, okay. If we were to drop something, what would we drop? I mean, I guess. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we'll discard. I don't know what we'll discard though. Probably just the Ertai, I guess. Probably should have dropped the Kaya, because we probably aren't getting to Kaya. Goes to Knight. Gala Greeters, okay. I mean, that's something to play. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop the Kaya, because no way we're getting to Kaya. And then we'll go Braids. Decline. Stomper. So they get treasure and a land. Yeah. So now they're at 5 mana. There we go. Okay. I think I'm going to make them sacrifice a creature, so they could either get rid of the Stomper or they could get rid of the Gala. Okay. I'm declining that. Could have gone with the Braids, but could have sacrificed Braids, got it back with Ratadrabik, invoke the Ancients. Okay, so we're gonna have Braids do its thing here. Reach and Vigilance. Okay, so you get the 2 things. Okay. Alright, Takenuma. So we'll go Elesh Norn. I'm going to drop the land, which is, you know, a bit sketchy. It's a bit sketchy to do something like that, but I'm going to do it. Yeah, so we'll get that back. We'll have something to do. Every time they attack, Elesh Norn is going to be a thorn in their side. Awaken the Woods. Okay. They choose not to attack. All right. And we're going to get rid of one of your Awaken the Woods things. Yeah. I'd rather that. And I'm going to pass my turn. No, we're going to decline. Elesh Norn as a 3/5 is better than a 2/2. So we'll wait and see what the opponent wants to do. So hold on, Elena. All right. Pass into combat. Don't put it on the Vigilance, dude. Yeah, they did. They put it on the Vigilance, dude. I'll create a samurai and we'll just block. Pay your one. Pay your one. Yep. il-Kor. I'm going to put it on the Elesh Norn. And I'm going to go ahead and pass. And we'll get rid of the Elas. They just eat life. Alright. They just eat the life, so Invasion is going to do some work here. Nissa. So they've got 3 forests. Okay. Now I can make them sacrifice the Nissa, though. They eat the life. Okay. What's better? We'll do that. And then yeah, go ahead and pass. Get rid of the Wandering Emperor. They either need to eat 2 life or get rid of their Nissa. Kind of making them make a decision. Yep. Okay. So the invasion is going to be really good. We just need to be able to survive. Nissa's gonna have to plus. We've got ways to stop life from coming in. That's the whole point of creating the 2/2 samurai with the Wandering Emperor. And then I want them to attack, and we'll throw down a Wandering Emperor, and we'll just kind of go get them that way. And then the invasion is going to bring back the Kaya, which is going to be incredibly strong. Alright, Ancient and Pursuer. Exile the Helana. Yep, they do nothing. Just like we thought. Can't do anything else, so I'm going to put the +1 on the Elesh Norn. We'll go Invasion. Grab the... What is this? Ward 2? Dang. Okay. What can I get? What can I get? What can I get? What can I get? Or they pay 1. Okay. I think that this should be game. Attack all in. It should be game, I think. Pretty sure. I'm pretty positive this is game. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. There we go, baby! Elesh Norn taking the win! Yes! That's why we have our reanimator. That's why we have our reanimator. Yes. Alright, welcome back after those games that we played. Some really good ones, especially that last one. It was one of those where who knows what was going to happen, but we have a deck strong enough to just dominate whenever we want it to. And I mean, I love playing with Legends. Love playing with Legends. So, and Esper is obviously showing how good it actually is. It is incredibly strong. It is a very good color combination, especially with the Legends that we have available to us. It's just it's really strong. I mean, I really love my Abzan Legends decks that I've created and I've played with, and I love Abzan, but this has gotta be one of my favorite decks that I've created that's actually incredibly strong. Like, this is a really strong deck, and it can obviously be made way stronger because this is just a incredible rough draft for what Esper Legends can actually do. But if you didn't watch all the games, you've got to watch all those games because we showed off what we can do with this deck and the color combinations that we have available to it. It is so strong. I highly recommend you going back and watching all of those games again. 100% give it a look. But let's talk about what is in the deck and why I have them in the deck. So, Gold-Forged Thopteryx. It's a flying lifelinker for 2 mana, but it makes our legendary permanents have ward. It's not a legendary itself, but everything has ward. So that can be really strong. Really strong. It can be really strong. I enjoy having that. It makes things a little bit more difficult for the opponent to get rid of. And then we've got the il-Kor Sadistic Pilgrim. It's a 2/2 Death Toucher for the 2 mana. Death Touch is really tough for the opponent. And we gain life whenever a creature enters the battlefield. That's basically our deck. And then whenever a creature the opponent has, they lose life. It's our life linker. in its own way. It's our own lifelink gaining card. It's also a little bit of a drainer for the opponent. I like it. I like being able to have this legendary creature available. I mean, it's probably one of the better ones that we have at the 2 mana slot. So definitely one of those. Braids, Arisen Nightmare. This is a card that we have in this deck for its sacrificing ability. So one thing that Braids works really well with is Ratadrabik of Urborg. Those two work really, really well together. Because whenever we are getting rid of, with Ratadrabik, whenever something of our legendary creatures dies, we create a copy of it, except it's not legendary and it stays on the battlefield and it has all of its abilities. So if we can have a Ratadrabik out on the field, we can do Braids whenever we want, really, other than sacrificing the tokens. But that's really strong, and it forces the opponent to really make a decision, because they have to sacrifice it, but if they don't, they lose life, and we get to draw a card. So it's a really hard balance for the opponent to have to deal with on Braids. Plus it's the 3/3. That's pretty strong on its own. And then we've got Liliana the Veil out here. It's black. It's legendary. Yeah, you're probably going to want to be playing Liliana the Veil. It gets rid of something that the opponent can have. If we get to the ultimate, which we usually don't, we separate a whole bunch of stuff. We make them discard. It's pretty dang good there. And then we've got Invasion of Amonkhet. So the reason why we've got Invasion of Amonkhet in here is based off of the Kenriths Royal Funeral. So if we can get legendary creatures into our graveyard, when we put Kenriths Royal Funeral onto the battlefield, we can exile up to 2 of them, and it makes our legendary spells cost 2 or 1 less for the cards that it exiles. So Invasion of Amonkhet is a really good way of being able to get cards into our into our graveyard, so that the Kenrith can come down and make all of our stuff way cheaper. Plus it makes the opponent also mill, and they get to discard, and we get to draw a card. So it's a plus. And on top of that, if we get rid of the battle, it then flips into Lazatep Convert, making anything in our graveyard, we can choose it and make it a 4/4. So there are times where we're getting the Gold-Forged Thopteryx out on the field, they kill it. We now could have the possibility of having a 4/4 life-linking flyer that makes all of our legendary permanents have Ward 2. That's really strong, and we can get that pretty dang quickly by just flipping that over. I do really enjoy this Invasion of Amonkhet in this deck when we have the Royal Funeral in there. Elesh Norn, this is pretty much a game winner in a lot of the games that we had. It's really, really, really tough for the opponent to be able to handle its ability, where if we get damaged or our permanents get damaged, they have to lose 2 life or they have to pay 1 mana. And a lot of the times we're playing against a bunch of creature decks on the best of 1 ladder, so they're trying to spend their mana as much as they can. If we have Elesh Norn on the field, they're paying 2 life every time they attack, and that's what they want to do. They want to attack, and they have to pay 2 life every time because they're tapping all of their mana. And that's what that last game showed, is that Elesh Norn won us the game by itself because of that lose 2 life ability. Because if we go 1 more turn, we're probably losing. But because of Elesh Norn, we win that game. It's a 3/5. It's good. Wandering Emperor, I mean, legendary planeswalker. We all know it's super powerful. Yeah, we're going to have it in the deck. And then I've already talked about Ratadrabik of Urborg. It's really good. It has Ward 2 and Vigilance. It was just some of the things I didn't talk about when I was talking about it before, but that ability to be able to have our legendary creatures turn into 2/2 zombies with its abilities, and the zombies have vigilance, those tokens have vigilance, it makes things really tough for the opponent. I would love to have more than 2. Wild cards are limiting me on that one, because the more I played this, the more I wanted more Ratadrabik in my deck. I wanted to make sure I had it in every game, because it just makes it really difficult for the opponent to have to deal with, especially if we have an Elesh Norn on the field with the Ratadrabik. It makes things really difficult for the opponent. So they're losing 2 life. They could give us another Elesh Norn. Like, it's tough. Kenriths Royal Funeral, we talked about it. This is kind of the reason why I wanted to build this deck, but this next card is why I jumped into blue. But it makes things cheaper. I wanted to try it out and see how it is. I didn't get the opportunity to really play it or necessarily see it, but the idea is there. The idea is there to make our things cheaper. So that would be awesome. Like, everything in this 4 mana slot would cost 2 mana. That's really strong. But this card is the reason why I wanted to splash into blue, is to have this flash ability. It's our counter if we needed to, and it's also a destroy when we need to. It's just a really strong, powerful card to be able to have out there. But it's one of the reasons why I splashed into blue, is to be able to have Ertai Resurrected as the ability out there. Alright, moving on to the 5 manas. We've got Sheoldred, obviously just a really good card. We all know it's a really good card. Enters the battlefield, opponent's got to sacrifice creature or planeswalker. And then we can exile Sheoldred. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be really good. 4 or 5 menace. Yeah, it's going to be really good. Especially with Ratadrabik. Yeah, that's really strong. Invasion of Tolvada. So we're trying to get things into our graveyard because of the Royal Funeral. So we're getting things into our graveyard. I want to have those back as much as I can. So Invasion of Tolvada is going to be there so that we can reanimate whatever we want back onto the graveyard. If we can flip the invasion, we're going to have tokens because of Ratadrabik. So those are going to be +1/+0. So now they're going to be 3/2s with lifelink and vigilance. And we get to create a token at the beginning of our end step. Yeah, it sounds fantastic. It sounds fantastic to me, and that's the reason why I have it in there. Last game won us the game. And then last of all, Kaya Intangible Slayer. I love Kaya. Kaya is one of my favorite planeswalkers. I'm going to be playing with Kaya basically anytime I possibly can. And this is a really good Kaya. We already all know that with all of its abilities. Just really, really strong. And with Royal Funeral, it is no longer, it's a 5 mana. That's playable. That's a playable planeswalker. And the amount of power this planeswalker has, that's almost unstoppable. So that's the deck in a nutshell for you. Spend a little bit of time because I absolutely love this deck. Absolutely love it. And it is very powerful, very strong. I would craft this one up. But thank you so much for sticking around all the way to the end of the video, where I've talked about everything and just absolutely showed my love for this deck. But until next time.
I went for the head.